The plan for today's video was meant to be me repotting this big pothos in with my other pothos plants, putting them all into one pot to make one big full plant. However, it turned out that I found something I was not expecting, so I ended up having to chop the whole plant up. Stay tuned to find out why. So pretty soon after taking this plant out of the pot, I realised there was a problem. The roots were almost non-existent, and it turned out that this plant had root rot, and I had no idea. The majority of the roots had rotted away, and yeah, I had to change my plans. I was quite surprised by this because the plant wasn't doing too badly. So I took the plant off of the pole that it was on and put that to one side. And of course I discarded the soil that it was in. And what I decided to do was basically to cut this whole plant up. So I'm just sorting it out here and then just cutting it into pieces. It was kind of sad to have to do this because obviously my goal with this plant was to grow it up a pole, but I felt this was the only way I could save the plant because the roots that were there that were healthy, they weren't enough to sustain a plant really, and I felt like I would probably be able to save more of it if I did this. So yeah, I've just accepted that it is time to chop and prop this plant. So now that I have all these pieces cut up, what I did next is just give them all a wash, make sure they're nice and clean, ready for their new life. And I've decided to propagate these cuttings in soil, so I'm just dipping them in rooting hormone and filling each pot with several cuttings. And I've decided to use soil because when you root a plant in soil, the roots do grow differently to how they grow in water. They tend to grow stronger in my experience, and they are of course soil ready, whereas if you do it in water, you do have to make that changeover where the plant adjusts, and this way that just skips that step, so it's just far easier. Okay, so that turned out to be a much bigger job than I was expecting. Here are all the cuttings. It's all done now, so I can relax. It ended up taking me ages to do this, but at least I found the problem and the plant has now been reset, and I will let you know how these cuttings do. Do stay tuned and subscribe if you'd like to see what happens as these cuttings root. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.